plus
Wala na may ala.
stateside.
Si bigyan mo
He
ba?
was
Si
leading
Dito.
away at Carl Frampton and Jamel.
Dito wala?
Right now, it's Donie Nietes and Pablo Carrillo. As Nietes, the 4-division world champion, he started off his championship run at 105 pounds, won at 108, 112, and most recently won a title in December of 2008 as the WBO junior bantamweight champion, but then vacated the belt when he didn't agree to a mandated fight that was coming up against a fellow Filipino. His desire is to be in against the best of the division. We know who that is. That is Estrada, Choco de Tito, and of course, Sorun Savai.
And then Cox.
Nietes is a seasoned veteran. When you look at him, you may not see a lot that jumps off of the screen at you, but he is crafty for a division world champion. And he's very efficient, very economical with his movements, with his punches, and he does just enough to get the job done. But for a fighter like me, I respect and have a lot of admiration for a fighter like this and his longevity in the sport.
Donie na. Alright.
It's our co-feature, scheduled for 10. Before we get to the world title fight of Herring and Frampton. Fanless atmosphere here at Caesars Palace Blue Waters.
You watching it?
It's a massive entertainment facility. They have built this bubble, it's like an igloo, the rotunda they call it, right on the shore, looking back at the city of Dubai. Carrillo's a 10-year pro, was veteran at 115 pounds. Fought mostly in his native Colombia. 26 times he has fought in Colombia. 25-7-1 mark.
Copyright.
Oh.
Facebook. That's Facebook.
Fuck it. Facebook,
Carrillo has, Nietes has that perfect style, especially if you're a little bit older fighter and you don't have the spring in your legs and the energy that you once had in your 20s and 30s. Just being economical and allowing your brain to get you through even more so than your physical body.
You know, one of the valuable things in boxing is to know where your opponent comes from. And Carrillo, he comes from Colombia. And the thing that comes to my mind, you know, in knowing different countries and styles is his punching power. You know, you can see how big his legs are. You can see him trying to sit down on that right hand. You know, he has knockout punching power.
42 wins over his 38 years old, 23 knockouts for Nietes. Of course, when you think about the most accomplished, Tim Bradley, you yourself, very popular among Filipino fighters with your fights with Pacquiao.
Para ma-support natin yung mga yes, sir. Any fighter comes from the Philippines, you know they're gonna bring the storm, man. You know they bring a high intensity work rate, and you know they looking for knockouts. They love the action.
Round 2 scheduled for 10. Julio Paras is our referee in Dubai. Nietes hasn't lost a bout since 2004, coming off a long playoff of 2 years and 3 months, but undefeated in his last 35 fights.
Pwede ko paabot doon yung ano ni Coach Do, yung
vacated the IBF flyweight title
lalagay
that he won in April 2017, and then did the same with the WBO junior bantamweight title.
Yung pad niya, tripod. Yung tripod niya.
An older fighter, a layoff can be problematic. Sometimes it's just an opportunity to rest those older bones, those muscles.
Okay lang, gan.
Especially if that older fighter stays in shape and is constantly working. Sometimes that layoff can be good, and it's not always a bad thing.
I'm gonna find out that answer here.
One of the things that you don't desperate, the things that you, as an older fighter, you have a lot of experience. Nietes has a ton of experience, and you can see how savvy he is in that ring. You know, setting up the younger fighter in Carrillo.
tong iya kay coach. Ada. Makatala sila ng mga ayos. Saglit lang mga idol.
Carrillo trying to get that 1-2 going, but easily blocked from Nietes.
Nice uppercut right there from Nietes. Carrillo, he sits down on that right hand. He's looking for the right hand constantly. That's his power shot. He either throws it straight and sometimes he loops the shot as well.
Carrillo himself coming off of a layoff for 20 months. His last fight was August of 2019.
Kuhan kayo na, veterano na kayo ba?
Coming to the end of round number 2 here.
Abot round
World Division champ Nietes against Carrillo, and then we lead to our Junior Lightweight World Championship fight. WBO Junior Lightweight World Championship between the defending titleist Jamel Herring, the 35-year-old American, and Carl Frampton, the Jackal, who has said, "I will retire if I lose this fight." He's trying to become the first Irishman to be a 3-division world champion. And, you know, we've already talked about it earlier, and we're going to get into this more in our lead up to the main event. But there is so much to unwrap when it comes to how you view that fight, whether it's the strategy, whether it's the size, or Timmy even getting into the time zone change of this fight or adapting to the heat. This fight taking place in Dubai. That's 10 time zone difference from where Herring trained in Colorado. And Frampton got to Dubai on March 16th, so he had over 2.5 weeks to acclimate. And Herring got there last weekend.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the whole acclimation point. A week, I think, is long enough. I understand that Frampton got there a little bit sooner, and he could feel a little bit more comfortable with the time change or the time zone. But a fight is a fight. It doesn't matter. It's going to go on in the ring, and both guys need to go out there and put it out on the line.
Round 3 here between Nietes and Carrillo. In that last round, both men threw 34 punches. Carrillo landing 9, Nietes landing 8.
Okay, go.
So what you want to do if you're a veteran like Nietes, you want to have the younger, eager fighter just get something, and Nietes doing just enough to keep the younger fighter off balance. Not let him throw that big right hand. He throws it, Nietes counters him, disciplines him. This is the ideal first 2.5 rounds for Nietes. If you're Carrillo, you can't play that game. You have to press the envelope when you want to press the envelope and rest when you want to rest. You can't play the old mongoose game because he'll lose that.
Well, it's very interesting. Nietes, you know, is having his weight early. I would think that Carrillo would have his weight early and Nietes would have more of his opportunity later in this fight. But that's not the case right now, so things are looking pretty bad for Carrillo. Those are good shots right there from Carrillo.
Eric Fernando.
Uy. Kaupos.
See that half step back right there from Nietes? It's hard to catch that if you're at home, but that's a lot. That keeps a strong fighter like Carrillo guessing.
End of 3. And round co-feature before we get to the Jack.